What's good, YouTube? This your boy Chopper Style, bringing you a review on The Flash, Season 6, Episode 14. Be careful for spoilers if you have not seen the episode. So let's just jump into it. We get Kid Flash back, and he comes in raw. This dude has a new power where he is able to make copies of himself, and he dismantles the whole helicopter piece by piece and saves the day. So that was a pretty cool scene. But the whole reason Kid Flash is coming back is because he feels that something is wrong with the Speed Force. He connects with the Speed Force in a entirely different way that Barry does. He's more of a meditation, and he's able to connect to the Speed Force that way. Much more simple than what Barry has to. Most of the time, the Speed Force just comes and finds Barry. But Barry has also known that there are things wrong with the Speed Force. He's been having glitches. His powers haven't been working right. He hasn't been able to heal. He even fell and flipped over the table, and Wally's seen it firsthand. But Wally somehow was able to, I guess, meditate with him and Barry at the same time. So that's a cool trick. Barry didn't even know that he was pretty much being hypnotized, and they are now in the Speed Force. And Barry finds out that it is his fault that the Speed Force is dying. It's all green lightning, and the Speed Force laying on the bed playing as Barry's mother. And you would think that it was when Barry had stabbed the Speed Force, but it wasn't because of that. It's because of the Spectre giving Barry his unlocked potential. But I just don't get it. You would think the Spectre has a good power. He's not a bad person. So why would his powers mess up the Speed Force? Maybe they'll explain it more. I mean, I kind of get the concept, but you would think that wouldn't have done it. But because of this, Wally blames everything on Barry and thinks it's all his fault. Barry doesn't think about anyone but himself. Wally's just blowing off steam. Yeah, he has a point, but then we also find out in the mirror dimension that Eva is somehow, I guess she's controlling the doppelganger iris. I mean, she was starting to count, and the doppelganger iris was froze counting too. So I don't know what that's all about, but that's a good way that people can start to find out about the doppelganger iris not being who she really is, because you can kind of start to tell. People are starting to figure out. You find out that Wally told Joe to keep an eye on her because he senses that something's off. I definitely think Barry sensed something was off since the very beginning, but he hasn't really said nothing else about it because Joe has always convinced him. But now that Joe is supposed to keep a closer eye, I think he's gonna definitely find out some things, and Barry is he's gonna be like, you know what, I knew it the whole time. And then Camilla, she definitely would have found out, but Doppelganger Iris for real just put her in the mirror dimension. I mean, that's probably where she went when she hit her with the gun. That was unexpected, but I don't know how Eva is gonna cover that up now, because if Camilla goes into the mirror dimension with them, how is she gonna explain that? Maybe they're gonna find out that Eva has been playing around the whole time and that she really is evil, because there's no telling what she can do in the mirror dimension too. And now she's gonna have Camilla out there in the real world as another doppelganger. I mean, I'm not for sure, they didn't show it, but she's gonna have two doppelgangers going out there. That's gonna be crazy to see that. The mirror dimension is very it's very cool so far. I can't wait to see what else they do with it. And if Eva gets out, I wonder what else she can do. But I guess we'll have to see. We get Cisco back. Glad to see him back. I guess he was at Atlantis, so I guess that'd be cool to see Aquaman on the show, but they probably won't. Maybe, you never know. They had the other Flash on there, so it's a very big possibility. Then we see Reverse Flash come and take over Nash Well's body. My theory is that somehow Nash Wells is connected to all the Wells, and maybe that's why Reverse Flash was able to come take over him. I'm not completely sure. I'm a little confused about that. Hopefully they explain more of it. but yet he takes over his body, and him and Cisco get into a fight. It's cool seeing Cisco get some action, even though he don't have his powers. It's cool to see him get some type of action. But Reverse Flash doesn't have his powers. He's he's not able to use any of his speed. He winds up getting caught. And he Reverse Flash. He's telling Barry about he's gonna kill him, he's gonna kill his all his friends, his family. But then he tried to lead Barry on, talking about that's why he built his own Speed Force, because he knows that Barry's Speed Force is dying. And Reverse Flash, he knows everything. I feel like Barry should know Reverse Flash by now. He knows that he's always planning stuff. Why will Reverse Flash tell him about making his own Speed Force? Barry should know that he wants him to make his own Speed Force to benefit him for some reason, for something. Because Reverse Flash don't have his powers. So if Barry tries to create his Speed Force, maybe it's going to help out Reverse Flash. Barry never thinks of stuff like that. He always falls for Reverse Flash's plans every single time. He should definitely think about that. But then again, Flash, what other choices he have? He has no Speed Force. And I do think that he's going to be able to build his own Speed Force and get his powers back. Because, the show's called The Flash. If he ain't got his powers, what's the point? Now, if he's going to get a different lightning color, I don't think so. But I have no idea how he's going to build it. They got that Velocity X. And if he takes that, I wonder what that's going to do. But I guess we'll see. We also got a tease of Nora when Wally West and Barry were talking. I guess Wally could see the future in the Speed Force. And he mentioned Nora. He mentioned that they both had kids. And I think with them mentioning Nora, that sometime in maybe the end of this season or the beginning of next season, we're going to see Nora again. Flash is really good at connecting everything, from the past into the future. They're very good at connecting the stories, except for Reverse Flash and Crisis. Never let them live that down. But I think we're going to see Nora along with her twin brother this time. I'm really hoping we see the Wonder Twins. I definitely think they're going to do it. What season, I'm not sure, but I feel like it's coming soon. And we also had a big bad for this season. It was Turtles 2.0. And man, she had a strong ass power. I guess she was using pretty much the Still Force, be able to freeze anybody and just, I guess, take away their energy, make them age within seconds. And the fight scene that we get with Wally West and Barry, that was cool. Slow-mo, running on the walls, Matrix style. That was raw. But Wally, he got caught slipping. And man, it'd have been over. Like, she really could have ended him that quick. This season, the metahumans' powers are super powerful. Unlike any of the ones in the following seasons, except maybe the big bad. These people are just, side bosses, and they have some super strong powers. One hit from that ball, and it's pretty much over. If Flash wasn't there to save him, he'd have been done. You see what she did to the other girl instantly. But they won't. Actually, Joe comes and saves the day. He winds up coming and stopping him. That's cool. But this was a good episode. A lot happened. I'm glad to see Wally. I wish he was back for more than one episode, though. He's already going back. It's like, man, it was so good to see him. He had new powers. He learned so much, and he's already leaving. I really hope he comes back later on in the season. Maybe he won't. But anyways, it was good to see him. The only thing I really didn't like about this episode was Barry seeing his mom die again. It would have been different if we didn't see his mom pass away like 4 other times already. She already died in his arms before, when he went back the very first time and seen her die and let him know that he was the Flash and that he's okay. I just feel like it's hard to be sympathetic about this, even though it is sad, but it's kind of hard to really care when he's seen her die so many times. It's like, okay, they're reusing it a little much. it's just, I mean, just for me, it's just too many times already. It's like, come on, man, we've seen her die. I just don't feel that bad. I mean, it's kind of bad to say, but we've seen it too many times. I just think they're reusing it too much. But besides that, it was a very good episode. I liked it. A lot of fighting. Can't wait for next episode. The resurrection of Nash Wells, I believe it's called, and Reverse Flash is coming back. And I definitely think my theory for that episode is Barry's gonna help him somehow get his speed, and Barry is gonna go wild on that Velocity X. I don't know if it's gonna wind up hurting him or not, but he don't got Kid Flash by his side, so I don't know how Barry's gonna do it. I mean, Reverse Flash is definitely gonna have the upper hand, but hopefully he's able to build his own Speed Force, and maybe when he does that, he might have some different powers or something. He may be stronger. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. But anyways, this is my review on episode 14. Tell me your thoughts and your theories. Like, comment, subscribe. Chopper Style out.